Showboat Theater getting ready for the final production of the summer season. We have in studio with us Brian Seckfort. Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
He is the scenic designer. Bill Kincaid is the director of this production, Murder for Two. We're going to start with J.K. Davis. The season wrapping up. How's it gone so far?
It's been great. Murder for Two is going to be a nice little button to the 2023 season. It's jam-packed, full of comedy and sort of the murder mystery whodunit. So you mix those two together, you're usually going to have a great show right off the gate. And the two actors bring us a really fun experience as well. I've been plugging it in my curtain speeches this whole summer that doing acting is hard enough, but also playing the piano and any sort of dance choreography on top of that all at the same time. It just is a recipe for laughter and a good time at the theater.
I understand the SpongeBob musical went over very well.
Yes, it did. We sold out the last two shows of the performance. Little struggle with COVID with a couple actors, but we managed to get them, taken care of and replaced. And Lily and AC, who I think we had in here with you at one point, filled in as Pearl and did a phenomenal job. It's crazy the level of talent that you see in some of our local high school students that participate at the Showboat. She walked in, you'd be surprised for that high school level how much she acted like a professional and just came in ready to go, did what she needed to do, and she was off book the second day, so it's pretty crazy.
That is very good, no doubt about that. Let's talk to Bill Kincaid now. He is the director of this. Bill, again, Dave Vickers for years always did this program, so if you've been in before, I apologize.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to find out a little bit about you. Give me your background real first.
Sure, yeah. I recently took early retirement from a position as the head of the acting MFA program at Western Illinois University. I do a lot of freelance directing work and I even did during my time at the university, so I'm a director and theater guy for a long time.
So from Macomb, so not too far away from here.
Yeah, I was there for a number of years. I actually have now moved back to where I grew up in Ohio, living among family there in my retirement from academia, but not from theater.
Have you been to the Clinton area Showboat Theater before?
Yeah, I did a show here last year, And the World Goes Round, which was also one of the late slot shows last season.
Talk a little bit about, as a director, what you're all responsible for getting the show ready, first of all.
Yeah, there's really a little bit of everything because I collaborate with all the individual designers as they're developing their design work and then also running rehearsals with the actors in it. Really sort of putting the original vision of the show forward based on what the script is, and in this case, talking to the actors about the fact that this is a comedy, but first and foremost, it's a mystery, and that's what people like to go see, a mystery, and a mystery that's funny is just a bonus on top of that. So that may sound like a minor adjustment, but giving that vision as sort of a touchstone as we move forward through the process.
So the two actors, talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, they're great. A couple of guys named Mark Shenfish and John Waskevich. They have both done the show before in different productions because it's such a specialized skill set. You have to be a really accomplished pianist and a really accomplished actor and singer to do this show. There aren't that many people out there who can fill the bill. Difficult stuff to cast. So because they are both such high-quality performers, they've been sought out by other productions of this in the past. So we were able to bring their expertise and experience with the show into the rehearsal process as well, and they are both just tremendous in the show. It's really a treat to watch them work.
How much of an advantage is it for an actor to have done a production before, feel comfortable with it? I saw the Buddy Holly story over at the Timberlake Playhouse, and the gentleman that was playing Buddy Holly had done this production a number of times. Talk about that.
I really think it depends on the actor. Now, the two guys that we've got, they bring a freshness to it. They're not tired of doing it, and they are really open to a new way of looking at the script. That's a gift because not every actor would respond that way to a similar situation. And I've known actors during my professional life who've done the same role so many times that they get tired of it. And I think that's sad because nobody got into this business so that they would feel that it was drudgery, right? But the guys that we're working with, boy, they bring such a freshness and excitement to it, even though they know the show well.
Again, visiting with director Bill Kincaid. So you're retired now?
Yeah. Yeah, from academia. That's it. That's it.
So now what are you going to do with all your time?
Well, I live near my family in Ohio, which is great. I have nieces and nephews that I love to spend time with, and my parents are there, and some of my siblings, not all my siblings, but some of them, some old friends that I've reconnected with since I've been back in that area. So, and meanwhile, get to go and do shows at places like the Clinton area Showboat Theater. About to do a show at the Florida Repertory Theater in a few months, and opportunities to freelance like that and keep myself artistically active.
Okay, I'm more familiar with the summer theater, but there are opportunities outside of the summer months?
Yeah, there are. I've done a couple of shows in, because of my background in academia, it's been nice because now that I'm retired, I have some people who are approaching me and saying, hey, we know you really get what it means to direct in an academic environment, and now we know you're free. Can you come in as a guest director for us? So I did a couple of those last year. I have this long-standing relationship with Florida Repertory Theater, going in and directing Shakespeare for them. So, yeah, I've had lots of opportunities. It's great.
Okay, before we talk to Brian, talk about the importance of a good scenic designer.
Well, a lot of it begins and ends there. If really that person provides the environment, first of all, that the actors have to move around in a three-dimensional kind of way, but also what the audience sees when they look at the stage is dictated, in large part by the designers. And the scenic designer has to create an environment where the whole thing can happen and that's consistent artistically with the rest of the vision of the show. And I will sing the praises of this particular scenic design and designer. This is a great collaborative process and an absolutely beautiful design that becomes a wonderful playground for these actors as they do the show. That's one of the things, since they've done the show more than once, one of the big differences to them is what can they do on a new set, on a set that's seen through the eyes of a different designer.
Well, with that lead in, let's talk now to Brian Seckfort. He is the scenic designer. Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm originally from St. Louis, but I actually currently reside in the Des Moines area, and I teach at Iowa State up in Ames. So I'm pretty local. There's some air quotes around that.
You seem so young.
I am. I mean, I like to think that I am. Yeah, I'm only 26, so I really just finished grad school and then immediately went into teaching and freelancing as a scenic designer.
Talk about being a scenic designer. What led you to this?
I was in college actually to be an actor. I have an acting degree, and I needed money, so I started building sets for my college. And my friend designed a set, and I looked at it, and I said, I think I could do that better. So I like to say that I'm here because of spite. So then I started drawing pictures and really planning. I've always been drawn to how actors move in the space, and I always questioned, as an actor, the choices that the designers had made. So I started drawing and seeing what I could do, and then got my professor to take a chance on me, and I got to do a really great show, a production of Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. And I thought after that I would never design again. And then he looked at me and said, you want to do the final show of the year? And I said, sign me up, I'm in. So it's just been off and going, and production after production from there on.
Yeah, again, I don't know a whole lot about theater, but I hear the term blocking. How does a scenic designer work with how a show is blocked?
Yeah, so Bill and I start really early, specifically really early for this show, for Murder for Two. But I have to think through, if I'm drawing a wall or I am creating an entrance or an exit for the actor, how that's going to get utilized to tell the story and continue the motion. And we talk a lot about creating a playground that the actors can utilize, and that can be different ways to get on and off stage, different levels. So creating a staircase, which this one does have a staircase, which is really lovely. And we talked a lot about where that staircase sat. And I think there was about 7 different iterations of where the staircase could go until we finally settled on the one that we have. So it's all about creating pretty pictures. I always tell people that that's really my job. I'm creating pretty pictures, and that's what I love to do. So
do you ever see yourself getting back on the stage?
I would love to, but the real reason I left was I have crippling stage fright that didn't set in until my final year of college, and I was playing a role in a musical, and I couldn't wait to get off stage playing the role because I just realized it was not where I wanted my talents to shine, and I'm okay with that.
So what's the future going to be holding for you?
Yeah, so I mean, after the time at the boat, I head back to school, which I'm very excited about. For ISU's production, we're doing Head Over Heels this year, and I'm super, super pumped to scenic design that, and then I get to mentor a lot of students. I actually have a student that came with me to the boat this year and is just growing as an artist as well, so I'm really excited about more opportunities for that, and then continuing to freelance and design, working for a company in Des Moines, Iowa Stage, working on a production of Athena for them as well.
Very good. So, pretty good program they have at Iowa State?
Yeah, it's growing and it's really, it's finding its way. It's really unique, putting on productions that you don't see around this area or that I haven't seen around the Des Moines area, and I'm really excited to continue growing the tech program as well as the acting program there.
Again, Bill, you just retired from Western Illinois. Did you have any other stops besides Western Illinois?
Before that, I was at Southern Illinois University at Carbondale for several years, and prior to that, 1 year at the University of California, Davis. And it's been one of the great joys of my life to watch students from all of these different institutions go on and find their pathway in life. Some of them in theater, some of them not. But yeah, that's been a really rewarding career for me.
So have you had any students who really made it big?
I've had several students do Broadway shows, and a few of them have television series and films. Yeah, so that's exciting to see. But I like it.
One of his students too. So.
Well,
Yeah,
you were?
that's
Okay.
right. And
Okay, and he's
J.K.
made
was
it
a student.
big.
Yeah, yeah.
There
Here he
you
is
go.
in Clinton, Iowa.
Well, let's wrap things up with the guy who's made it big here in the city of Clinton, J.K. Davis. So, again, the season wrapping up, Murder for Two, August 3rd through the 13th. People are going to want to see this.
Yeah, get your tickets. We got tickets still on sale. You can call the box office between normal hours of 11 and 4 on Tuesday through Saturday, and then 12 to 4 on Sunday. Or you can buy them online, just as usual, ClintonShowboat.com. We also have a kind of bonus show if you're looking for just a singular night of entertainment. Amusement and Music is August 8th at 7:30. Come check it out. Comedy provided by local area artists whose names are escaping me right now. I'm really bad with names for some reason. But yeah, come check that out too. More information is on our website. And then we have our 2024 season, the season of Jukebox Hits, which we announced, and the tickets, season tickets for that are on sale. We have $1 Million Quartet, which features music from Elvis, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. It's all great hits from there. If you saw the Follies, you heard some of those during that evening's performance. And then we have Rock of Ages. Some people might remember the movie that came out sort of in the early 2011 area. I want to say somewhere in that period. And then that features, hits from the 70s and 80s. And then we have We Will Rock You, which is the music of Queen. Good hair, big hair, banging stuff right there. And then we have, finishing it off, The Marvelous Wanderettes, and that's a great, how did you describe that, Bill?
50s and 60s girl group music.
There you go. And that features songs like Mr. Sandman, whoa, all the names escaping me again. But hits from the 50s and 60s that you would see. Aretha Franklin music, stuff like that. So.
Okay, so again, Murder for Two, August 3rd through the 13th. Opening night tonight. Bill, pleasure to meet you. Brian, best of luck to you out there at Iowa State and the Des Moines area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming in today.
Thank you.
Maggie's House Assisted Living, located at 107 East 2nd Street in DeWitt, is accepting new residents. Our facility features 1- and 2-bedroom apartments with options needed to enjoy life in our assisted living apartments. What is important to you